Having to repause on my fucking Twitter videos.
Oh.
You woke up this morning, got a notification. Boomer Bunker's going live. It's Bob and John. You said, I guess I'll watch this shit show. I've got to kill some time. Then you clicked on that link now. You've got boomers in your eyes. Yeah, wait. Woke up this morning, our glory days are gone. Don't take us serious, cause we're probably wrong, but we're doing a podcast, baby. This means we're going live. It's Monday morning and it's Boomer Bunker time. So say it now. Woke up this morning, put some boomers in your life. Woke up this morning, gotta put some boomers in your life. Boomer Bunker Prime Time to spring forward while we all fall back. Doing this shit for the last time in this room, I am Boomer Bob, and celebrating International Women's Day by calling all women cunts, John Domingo.
Bob, how's it going? I'm a little sad. That we're losing the studio.
Just from one place to another, that's all.
Hey,
you know me, I'll make another one.
Okay, that's true.
It's like what was the old was it Doritos or fucking Lay's potato chips? Crunch all you want, we'll make more.
Oh yeah. I can't remember which one it was.
I think it was Doritos. Wasn't that the one that Jay Leno used to shill? What are you doing? What you got? Get back.
Doritos. Yes. Doritos. Jay used to shill for Doritos for years.
Yeah, so I think that's it's loose. Hey, why you loose? It's acting up.
So you had a cable problem today. I, the other day, tried to buy a new iPhone because my iPhone it's an 11. And, I've had it for years. It's paid off. And I said, you know what? The 14s are looking nice. So I called Verizon Wireless, which I've been with since 1994. And I just wanted to get a phone. It was no big deal. So next thing you know, they're trying to sell me. They're going to, listen, we'll give you the phone for $5 a month if you just sign up for this 5G thing. I go, let me just say something. I've been with your company long enough that if you're giving me something for $5, that I'm getting screwed on the other end. So you know what? No, I'll pay the money for the phone. I don't want the new plan because it's probably more expensive and it'll cost more than the phone would anyhow. And then I'm stuck with it. So we go, okay, we go through the whole thing. Now it's ready to go. And they said to me, all right, so we'll send this to you. And there's a $35 upcharge for changeover. I'm like, changeover? What do you mean changeover? Well, yeah, because we got to change it over. I'm like, first of all, I said, I'm not paying that. And the guy goes, what do you mean? What do you mean? It's everybody does. I go, not everybody. I said, just so you know, just a hair away from canceling and going to another
service, right?
Service. Thank you, Bob. Thank you. Service.
You're welcome. I know. Tough words.
Up, Bob.
Me and the big words.
Yes. So he was like, I'm sorry. You feel this way? I go, no, you're not. You don't care. You're just going to go on to the next guy. I said, that's the problem with you big companies is you don't care about us anymore. I said, you think that I've been here with you for over 30? I said, I've probably been on this service longer than you've been alive.
Yeah.
I said, but you know what? You can't waive a $35 fee after all activation fee, probably an activation fee. And they're like, well, I couldn't do it if I wanted to. I said, all right, well, that's it. Cancel the whole deal. Whatever you're going to make on the phone, whatever this stuff, just cancel it. I said, I'm going to go somewhere else and look around and see if I can find another service to take that would want my business. And you know something, Bob? AT&T, T-Mobile, they'll give me great deals. They'll give me a brand new phone. They'll do all this other stuff. And if I don't like them in 2 years or a year or whatever, I'll go right back to Verizon and they'll love me. They'll love me like a old girlfriend. They'll love me. So there you go.
Well, if you're 55 and up, T-Mobile really is the best one because they're the only ones who give you a senior discount.
Oh, well, you know what? I do qualify for the senior discount.
We get $20 knocked off because of that. So we got the max plan with them. It's called Magenta Max T-Mobile, and it's like $45 per phone. You don't have to have 9 phones to fucking like qualify for that. It's just $45 for the line, and everything, data, unlimited 5G, blah 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 blah. So and we got $800 for our old phones that were like 3 years old. So that was kind of nice. So yeah, we went with T-Mobile.
Yeah, it'll be
good service too. Works fine.
So it'll be fun. I've had enough. Sometimes you got to go, Bob. Sometimes you got to leave. You got to show them your ass as it goes out the door.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't just be taking like your line. You have other lines on your account, don't you? Because I believe your daughter's on there as well. And
so maybe I couldn't get that. Maybe I couldn't get the discount because
not true. My wife qualifies for our discount. Without that, I wouldn't get it because I'm under 55.
Oh, okay.
She's your age, dude. You're like 2 months older than her.
I know. That's true.
Huh?
Hey, so something? I mean, you've heard of Andrew Tate, right? Have you seen any of his videos? Do you know much about him?
So you got to talk about your Verizon problem, but we fucking skipped my end of the fucking deal there.
I'm sorry. Yes, you have a cable story to tell us.
Well, I'm currently transitioning into my mother's home, and I was talking to her, and her cable bill is
transitioning. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
We're going backwards. Okay. My life is going backwards. I imagine within the next year, if she's still with us, I'll probably be climbing back into her vagina and connecting my fucking umbilical cord. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
So
Bob.
Anyway, what?
That's quite the vision right there.
Well, if I know her, she's probably watching right now. She's probably watching going, oh, come Bobby. Oh, Bobby. That's, when my names goes back to Bobby when it's that. Anyway, so I found out that her cable bill is $308 a month.
Whoa, what? It's what?
$308.
What the hell do you have over there?
No porn, I already checked.
Okay.
She has kind of like the regular cable. Not because now it's not just you either have cable without pay channels or you have cable with the pay channels. You got like 3 different levels of the cable. So you can get like 50 channels or 100 channels or 130 channels. Then you add the pay shit on top of that, right? The HBOs and all that stuff. She just has everything that does not include the HBOs and all that stuff. None of the movie channels. All right.
$8 a month.
Then she has 3 TiVo boxes. One for her TV, one for my brother's, and one for her bedroom.
Okay.
Which the TiVo boxes. My mom was like, "Well, I can take the TiVo box off and go back to recording it with my VCR." I said, "No, Mom, I will not allow that in 2023." She goes, "Well, I have VCR." I said, "Well, I got 3 VCRs right here, sitting right here." Anyway, so I told her, well, let me call, sometimes you can call them, get a better deal, that kind of thing. They have subscriber retention type things. So I called and what they told me, they were honest with me. They said, look, the networks have doubled our fees that we pay them to carry their channels over the last 2 years. They've doubled the fees. So
yeah, okay, go ahead.
So they said they're actually trying to talk people out of TV cable and just going full internet only, in internet and home phone.
Okay.
Because they would rather everybody stream. They want to get rid of TV cable, be done with it.
Okay.
Because so many people are just doing that anyway.
I do it. I only have internet. I don't have cable. And what I do is I use YouTube TV. And then within a month or two, when everything goes into reruns, I'll get rid of it. And then I'll start back up when football season starts. So I only pay for, I would say TV. I only pay for it like 7-8 months out of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's
not a bad idea.
So what I did, I've been having to kind of reorganize my mother's garage a little to make room for things, and I found an antenna that I'd brought over there a while ago. It's one of those paper thin ones.
Okay,
What are you giggling about?
making room for things.
Well, my mom's got so much crap, dude. She keeps going to thrift stores. We have banned her now. She is no longer allowed to go to thrift stores because she always comes home with 4 items that she found for $3.
Oh, so you're
Mom,
making?
you've got enough crap. You'll never use it.
Oh, I thought you were making room for like a bed bureau.
Oh no.
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 Go ahead.
What I had to make room for is things that were in my bedroom that had to go out in the garage.
Okay. Is that where the new studio is going to be?
For now, yeah. I mean, until I can add on to the place or something. Anyway, so basically the only thing that they could do was they could up her, megabit on the internet. It's at 300, or we're going to bump it up to 600, and she's going to get, the updated modem, because you can't go above 250, I believe it is, with the DOCSIS 3. She got to have a DOCSIS 3.1. So her modem's like 5 years old, so they're going to update that. But that kind of blew my mind that they said that they want people to cancel their fucking TV. I guess they want to quit giving these damn networks money.
Well, the other thing that I see is I haven't been able to get the Weather Channel on any cable or any system forever because they want so much money. And that, to me, I love me some Weather Channel, especially during hurricane season.
Have you watched it recently? It's all like, yeah, so this right here is going to go through the northern, blah, blah, blah. And it's because of climate change.
Well, okay. Maybe I don't want to see it. I don't know. But for me, I used to love it during tornado season. And, they say, oh, there's a tornado on the ground here. And I used to love all that stuff. But you can't get
that shit for free on those. If you have like a smart TV, you can get all that shit for free. They got Freevee, they got the Pluto apps, they got all that shit's. You just keep scrolling through your like air channels, and then it goes into those like free ones that are basically internet TV channels. You can get, and it's weird too, because they got like 24 hours like deal or no deal. Who the fuck's watching that for 24 hours?
Hold the phone, Bob. Sparky Toaster right here says streaming TV is so much better. I use Unify IPTV on my Fire Stick. $20 a month, tons of channels, all sports, pay-per-view included, all movie channels, HBO, Star, Cinemax. I like it the best. It's the best deal in town right now. Local ABC, NBC, ABC, weather channels. Check it out. I am going to check that out there. Sparky.
No, it's Unify IPTV. We can definitely check that out and maybe report back next week on that. Now, I did go ahead and I connected the antenna to my mom's TV, and I just let her see. I put it on, her favorite channel where her story goes. My mother's been watching
stories.
My mother's been watching The Young and the Breastless since I was a baby.
Young and the Breastless?
Or Chestless, whatever the fuck it is. Dumb and the fucking Chestless.
Okay.
She's been watching that shit since I was a baby, and I'm 52, if that tells you anything. So she DVRs it now, but she's like, I can just go back. I can just go back to VCRs. No, you're not. The fuck you are. I will figure out a way. So anyway, I've got her antenna connected, and what we're going to do is kind of flip back and forth between cable, and when she's actually going to park her ass in that fucking seat and not get up 5 minutes later, I'm going to change it over to the regular antenna and let her just flip around that for a while and see could she live without, because they said that the TV part of her cable bill is $180.
That's ridiculous.
She's paying $25 a month local channel fee.
See, that's the problem. This is
and $8.50 a month for sports fee.
That's insane. And this is what's going to happen. And I say this all the time. Pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered. And this is the same thing with Verizon, with iSet. They keep adding on this fee, that fee. Next thing you know, it's up to whatever. And I'm just like, no, because there's another, Mint Mobile, Pure Talk, all these other places. You can get a phone. It's like $30 a month, unlimited text, call, data, all that crap.
Well, if you wait long enough, you won't be able to afford one of those, and you'll just have to get a fucking Obama phone for free.
Why?
So yeah, I mean, I climbed up. We got some comments here. That antenna is the way to go. I climbed up on a ladder. I had a DirecTV dish on my roof, and after they kept going up on the bill, just got fucking tired of it, canceled it, and I got up. I went to Home Depot, spent $35 on one of those outdoor antennas. Got up there and I unbolted the dish, unplugged the cable from it, threw it into my yard while up on the ladder, connected my antenna to the same pole, connected that one cable, went in my house, everything, boom, beautiful. Just looked just as good as it did on the dish. And I've never looked back. So
it's nice. There you go. I have I did the same thing here. There's a dish on my house. I'm not climbing no ladder.
I think my brother's not happy with my revelation of trying to get my mother to cancel that TV. He watched, you're fucking up my free ride here, motherfucker. What are you doing? He likes to watch these miserable shows that just, I don't know why you're watching that. No wonder you're always grumpy.
Yeah.
Fuck, he watches just some drama. He's watching one today. It was some kind of drug bust show. Some people going through the airport in Spain and they were fucking going up their asshole to get drugs out and shit. It's like, why do you watch that?
I don't know.
Fuck. I woke up.
Take a peek at that myself.
I woke up last night about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I heard these young girls about my daughter's age. My daughter's in her mid 20s. Screaming, and I'm like, what the fuck is on my TV? And I look up and it's called American Hoggers. Have you ever heard of that shit?
Hoggers? Absolutely. That was one of my favorite shows.
Horrible. They got these dogs in cages on the back of a Jeep and they roll through, I don't know, the wilderness in their backyard, where the fuck it is. They let the dogs out. They corner a hog somehow and like subdue it. I don't know if they kill it or what, but then the girls go out there and they rope up the hog and throw it into some pen that's in the Jeep. What the fuck is that?
Hang on, let me explain this to you. So American Hogger, I didn't even know it was still on. It was my favorite show.
Well, no, I got antenna in my bedroom, so it's probably 10 years old.
Okay. Down in Alabama, the TV shows are 10 years behind. So here's the deal. It's down in Texas, and they got all this hog problem down there. So this guy goes into properties and he goes with his dogs and they take, SUVs and stuff and horseback. It was him, his son, his daughter, and some other woman. And they run out there with these dogs, and these dogs, like 6 or 7, I won't get on a hog. They'll grab that hog by the snout and hold on to it. And then the kids come in, they grab the hogs by the feet and they flip it over, and then they tie the legs up so they can get them, and they throw them into a cage, and they take them home. This is why, if you shoot them, the meat's it's horrible because they've been eating crap. They take these pigs home, they feed them corn and other things. It sweetens up the meat, and then they sell them.
Okay, that's interesting.
They sell them for meat. That's how they make their money. But yeah,
all I know, I woke up and this chick screaming bloody murder, and I look, and I guess she had accidentally almost ran over one of her dogs. Like it hurt its leg a little bit, but she was screaming, "Oh, boy, if he doesn't make it, I'll never hog again." I'm like, what the fuck? Turn it off.
Old Blue was one of my best striking dogs. And I love that show because all of a sudden, man, they get on a hog and you hear,
yep. Yeah. 3 dogs that are just, they know what to do too. Them dogs are well trained.
Old Blue, I'll tell you what, Old Blue, we raised him from a pup, and Old Blue is one of them. That Old Blue can grab a hog. He ain't afraid of nothing. He took down a 300-pounder all by himself. You ever see they put those flak jackets on them so they can't, the hogs can't tear them open?
The only time I watched that show was last night when I woke up in pain, and then, because my life, and I just looked up and went, oh my God. I watched it for maybe 15 minutes and said, oh, what? I'm out. And I changed it.
That's the best show ever.
Changed it to Supermarket Sweep.
Come on.
Something boring and dumb as hell that I can go back to sleep to.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind going down and doing some hog hunting. Hog hunting's fun.
I'm fine going to the grocery store.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them, it's just like shooting dump rats anymore. I heard you tell that story. That was interesting. I've always wondered what you meant by dump rats, but kind of dump rats.
Yeah. I didn't know it was an actual event that you did when you were a kid.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I was actually on it. All right. So Andrew Tate, apparently he was supposed to be arrested and he's in a jail in Romania. But this guy puts out more content than we do. And I don't know how he does it. And I'll be honest with you. I'm wondering
your butthole.
Well, first of all, I want to show you a video. But the thing is, I wonder if this is a deep fake, to be quite honest with you, because first of all, I can't believe what he's saying. Here we go. It's a little long, but
I got that same video pulled up.
Oh, it's worth
Ignore
it.
the construction. I'm rebuilding my mansion. You'll see when it's done. We'll do an episode of Cribs. I had to get this area here. I bought my neighbor's house. I had to construct a specific area for the Bugatti. Anyway, that's all going to be lit up and shit. Bugatti logos. Broke boys don't know. Listen, I recently posted a question on Twitter.
Can you pause it for a second?
Sure.
Would you rather have
Isn't he the guy who basically ran like a webcam girl site or something?
That's what they're saying.
It was an MMA guy, right?
Right. And they were looking for him. And he got into a pissing match. Was it with AOC or someone? And he took a video of himself and there was pizza boxes on the table. And those people, those internet sleuthers, got in there, focused in on a pizza box, found out where it was, called and asked if they could found the guy, turned him in, and now he's in jail.
You're shitting me.
No, that's how it happened. Because the pizza boxes. Who was he in? I can't remember who he was in a fight with. It was either AOC. Oh no!
I mean, what's he in jail for, though? Why is he?
Well, they said they said he was trafficking women. You know who he got in a fight with? He got in a fight with Greta Thunberg. That's
oh my god! Oh, that's right. Yeah. I remember that. He was kind of bagging on her on like Twitter or something.
Right, and they've had him in jail ever since. But here he is. I guess this is before, or how is this coming out now? Has he had content out now? I don't understand this, but what he says now, this makes me think that this is like a deep fake or something. Hold on, here we go.
have sex with a transsexual, which is
Let me back that up. Just hang on.
Would you rather have sex with a transsexual, which is a legitimate 10, or a woman, which is a legitimate 1? And everyone's sitting there clicking woman, because they think they're going to be gay if they do anything else, but they're not actually thinking about the question. I am so smart. I operate on so many levels higher than the average man. You people are not thinking about the question. When I say a 1 and a 10, I mean Megan Fox with a dick. That's the tranny. Or Hulk Hogan with a pussy. That's the girl.
All righty, Bob. So, would you?
I choose abstinence.
Again, yeah. Why do I have to choose either? All right.
Hey, gun to your head.
God,
gun to your head.
No one's.
Listen. Okay. Tell you what. Gun to your family. How about that?
No one's putting a gun to my family to have me have sex with either.
Would you rather? You don't understand would you rathers.
I understand would you rathers, but there's
the oldest radio bit.
First of all, okay, this is me, my personal preference. There is no way, and I think Megan Fox is a very attractive woman. There's no way that I'm being with Megan Fox with a cock, Megan Fox, or Hulk Hogan with a snatch. I'm not doing it. Okay. There's just no way.
Be Hulk Hoagie.
Oh, yeah.
So okay. I don't understand how you could be with Megan Fox with a dick.
Okay.
I mean you'd have to go butthole, and that's
right.
Not in the butthole.
Right. I mean, listen, there are some really, really feminine, attractive trans women. There are. But it's the kickstand for me, Bob, that makes it a no-go.
Well, like Dice says, you wine them, dine them, take them home, you put your hand up your skirt, you're holding a tree trunk.
Oh.
Oh.
All right, so let's see what Andrew has to say here.
This is the question I'm asking. Megan Fox or Hulk Hogan? So you're thinking, well, I don't want to be gay, so I just clicked the girl, the number 1, did it? You're going to fuck Hulk Hogan? Okay, yeah, there's a pussy, but he's got mustache and muscles and shit. He's all hairy, big dude, 6'5". It's pretty gay to me. That sounds pretty gay. I don't care if it's a pussy. That is
okay. All right, I'll give it.
He's wrong.
I don't know. I'll say he's right. Okay, Hello. Hi there. Good looking.
Come on, brother. Stick it in my butt, brother.
Yeah. I mean, come on. There's no way that I could go. There's just no way. I think it's gay. I'm sorry. I think it's gay. But all right. So you say no.
What if the Hulk Hogan chick like talked just like that and just like Hulk does and is, you know,
come on, I know you want to get in the ring with me and you want to put it in my pussy.
You know what I mean? Like, what if it was like that? Was that like a deal breaker? And then like during it, she takes a chair and she breaks it over your back.
First of all, how could you even get aroused for some? Come here, honey. Here we are. There's just no way. There's no way you can arouse
like,
that.
You got like Bill Cosby or something. I don't know.
I'm sorry. I could take 3 Viagras and I don't think that would work for me, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know. But, and then again, Megan Fox, I can't with the kickstand.
I mean, you do raise a point there. It would be difficult to rise to the occasion for the
Hulk Hogan.
You know, yeah. So, you know, Megan, I don't know.
What are you going to do when the Hulk's vagina comes for you? I'm going to run. I'm not going to walk. I'm going to run. So, all right. So I don't know.
Whereas Megan Fox, okay, he's got a dick, but maybe you can like scoot it out the way.
You ain't scooting a hard.
You know what I'm saying? At least she's small and shit. You get your hand around her neck, mess her up. You ain't messing up Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's going to mess you up. So this is the question I'm asking. You need to operate at a higher plane. Think about this. This is important. This is cultural. This affects the world we now live in. What is straight? What is gay? It's all a big sliding spectrum, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Nope.
No, it's not.
Pretty. Yeah. The rules on that are pretty simple. I would say.
Yeah. If it has a cock, then it is a dude, and if it has a vagina, it is a woman.
Even if it has a neatly trimmed beard and a bandana on.
Yeah, I think he's a little crazy with that. But then again, you know, you can always have this if it really. Can always have this. Hell yeah, brother. Every time you thrust it in, you got yourself a Hulk Hogan fleshlight. With the
Come on, you know you're a Hulkamaniac. You're not finished yet, brother. Get back in here.
Give me 3 more. I don't know. I'm sorry. Again, why are we pushing everybody over to say that there is no gender and it doesn't make a difference? I'm sorry, it makes a difference to me. No? Yes.
You should bring that up on your next Rubberneckers because I'm interested to know what the fuck Jody would say.
I'll bring it up on the next one. Sure.
You know he's probably going with the Megan Fox because I don't think he cares about a penis.
I think he does. I honestly, really? Well, again, I think to be honest with you, I think he's more with me is like no to both. Why would we? Why? No, and don't tell me gun to my head. No, it's not the way. So you know how there's a lot of shoplifting going on. It's not much of a crime anymore.
Yeah, I mean that's been going on for the last year and a half or so. It's been just open season. Run in with a trash bag as long as it's under 900 or is it under 1,000? I think they raised it in San Francisco to 950, something like that. Now, does that include tax? Because it should.
Well, you know, if they're shoplifting, then they're also screwing over the government because they don't get the sales tax. There's one woman that's into catching these shoplifters, and I'm all for this. Here you go. So if you're listening, she's walking up to a lady who's got a shopping cart and some pink hair.
So take everything out of your bag and put it on there.
On the masks.
Okay. And get out. Seriously, everything. Okay. Calm down. Don't tell me to calm down. Do you have anything in your bag?
What bag?
In your purse? You have nothing?
Do not have nothing.
Like those kinds of things?
Look at this lady. She's unloading. It's like, look at the stuff she's unloading out of her purse. Look at this.
Just dump it out. It's
I want to see what
broken.
they think is worth going to jail for.
Your whole purse is full of this
Is it all
stuff.
makeup?
You think I wasn't gonna? No.
Watch this.
You just ripped my jacket.
Give me the stuff.
What? Oh my God, get off me. You ripped
Hey,
my
I
jacket.
don't care.
You're assaulting me.
Hey,
You're assaulting her. You're assaulting me.
I'm calling
Stop.
John.
Ow.
Call him right now. Call him.
Oh my God, you ripped my bag. Hey.
Stop. Get out.
Oh, don't hurt me.
Get
Please
out.
don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. I'm bored. Oh, please stop hurting me.
Now you saw. Hang on a second. You saw how much stuff she dumped out on the counter, right?
There's probably just as much in the bag still.
Watch.
Instead of recording me, call the police.
I'll pour it out. Please, you ripped my jacket. I'll pour it out.
Oh no, you
Dump
ripped
it out right now.
I will. Just don't
I'm not letting go.
I will pour it
I'm
out.
not letting go. Dump it out.
Please stop hurting me.
Look. Look at the stuff she's dumping out.
Oh my God.
Pick up what's yours and leave.
Fuck.
I am so for
Yeah,
this.
you know what else?
Why is that chick crying?
Yeah, I know that.
She's been assaulted. You ripped my bag. You ripped my jacket. You're in here stealing us blind, you feckless cunt. What are you kidding me? I
It's like all makeup stuff too.
I'm telling you, I watched this 4 times. I love every.
Lesson learned, right? Probably not.
Lesson learned. Let's call the cops.
Call him.
Call him now.
Seriously.
Yeah, call him.
Call the
Call
cops.
911.
She just assaulted me.
I mean, technically, it's not theft until you walk out of the building.
No, that's not true. A lot of places, and I know New
Here,
Jersey's
you
one
can't
of
do
it.
shit until they walk out.
In New Jersey, if you put it in your bag or you put it in your pocket, that's shoplifting. You know, it's not in a bag. So she's like, "Oh yeah, I've been assaulted. I've been assaulted." Yeah, you know why? Because you were trying to leave. You were trying to commit a crime in my store by leaving with all this stuff. I mean, I can't believe that what's on the ground.
Here's my jacket. You assaulted me.
Good.
You assaulted me.
You assaulted me.
Yeah, that is.
Bye.
That's charges.
Okay.
That's fine.
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that.
You know what else is against the law? Shoplifting.
Yeah,
Did you ever think about that?
Yeah, I'm not hurting you. You just ripped my all my stuff.
I didn't rip your jacket. I ripped
You ripped my jacket and my purse. My whole jacket is ripped.
Bye.
Yeah, again, I'm all for shoplifting shaming. I'm all for
We
this.
should be allowed to do this without any. I mean, I didn't see where she like closed her fist and reared back and knocked her in the head. She was
She
just trying to
didn't.
prevent her from running out with this stuff.
Right here, down the bottom is this trap for her purse. She did rip that open, and she ripped her jacket. Okay, why? She was resisting.
Yeah, exactly. She put up a struggle.
Yeah, and this other lady's like recording this.
Oh,
No, we're
no.
gonna cops together.
Yeah, rather than call the cops, she's
Yeah, you did
using her
that.
phone for the other thing.
My bag.
You have everything on camera. so-
That's fine. You assaulting me, ma'am.
Go steal another one, you stupid bitch.
This is not a room.
You know what
Neither
else
is
though?
stealing
You
from
should-
us.
come on, you couldn't
Oh my
even
God,
steal
give me that.
stuff.
I'm about to wait for the cops. She literally scratched me. I'm bleeding.
I'm bleeding.
No, I am.
All right.
Yeah, you're the one.
Bye.
Come on.
You're not gonna pick up your stuff?
Yeah. You don't want your Skittles?
You don't want your Skittles.
You can go
You know
too.
what? They fucked around and they found out, didn't they?
I absolutely love that. So she's not done. This woman, she got it going on. She catches another one on the way out the door. I'm all for this. And these people, the entitlement on these people, it's ridiculous. So here she goes. She's walking out.
Back inside the store.
I'm just
So
grabbing my
okay,
card.
you can leave this in here if you're gonna pay for all this. I have you on camera. Put it down.
Sure.
Yeah, you're not gonna get another card. I can guarantee you, you're not gonna get it. Put it down. Let me see if I can grab it for you.
Hello.
You can still open your bag.
We're open for about another 5 minutes.
I'm gonna go through your bag, or I'm gonna call the police.
No,
Let me give me your bag.
This lady's a badass bitch, man.
Open your bag.
I will. Get off of me, please.
Open your
I'm
bag.
opening it. If you'll get off
Yeah,
of me, please.
this is all ours. Take it off.
Get off of me, please.
Take it off.
Get off of me, please.
Take it off.
Yeah, I don't think that is just any random chick. I think she works there.
Oh, yeah. Of course she works there. Yeah. She
Get out.
definitely works. Looks
Go
nice.
first. Are you kidding me? Bye.
She's still trying to steal their gloves.
What the hell's wrong with you?
What the hell is wrong with you, man?
I'm doing my job. You're stealing from us.
I'm going to grab my
Hey.
other card.
Yeah, okay. I am.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, you're gonna walk out with all this crap. You're gonna You're just gonna go get another card that you don't
Dude, I
have.
was literally right
That's
out
hard.
front. I
Get
was just looking.
Bye.
You are such a... You do not insult people like that.
Do not insult. I'll tell you what.
A quilt shop.
If this lady, I would sign up for her channel. I would give her $5 a month of Patreon to watch her do this.
Huh?
I swear to God, I love it. This is what we need to do. I mean, although
I seen I like heard I think it was earlier today, maybe yesterday, of some kid who goes to a restaurant all the time, and the same waiter, brings him his food, and I guess he heard that the waiter had some rough times and he has to walk to work and blah blah blah, and he has a couple of kids and us. So this kid began like a GoFundMe, and the thing ended up getting like $100,000 into it for a waiter who brings his kid like a waffle and stuff. Why can't we do that for these people?
Yeah. Well, I noticed one thing that everybody that she takes on is like white, with a mask on and all that. I haven't seen her take on a
black people
yet. I haven't seen that happen.
Well, because I don't know that they're into quilting, because it said quilt shop on the door.
That's true too. Maybe there's not a lot in there, but I would just, holy cow. Yeah, I was absolutely for that. Also, if I can go to my next story, Bob.
I missed my chance for the.
I thought you were gonna say nigga.
Oop, no, I did not. I did not say that. All right, so got a hijacker. This is a flight from Los Angeles to Boston. About 5 minutes into the flight, this gentleman here decides to he's got a spoon, like a plastic spoon, and he's going to take over the plane with this plastic spoon.
So where's the Homeland Security with the gun? Because I'm waiting for them to point the gun at me so I can show everybody that I won't die when I take every bullet in that clip. So wherever in my...
Not clip, it's a magazine. So he's saying, go ahead, shoot me. I'm going to take every bullet in this clip.
Body, they shoot it, and then I will kill every man on this plane. So where are they? Where's Homeland Security? Pull the gun. Pull the gun.
They don't do that anymore.
All right. First of all, there's
I don't
three.
think they do air marshals anymore.
There's three guys sitting in front of him. They're just sitting there staring straight ahead. And there's a guy sitting to his right. This guy's back to him, and he's just sitting there doing nothing. He's just sitting there. And I want to know why they haven't gotten up and stomped this guy and then put him in a seat and duct taped him to a seat until they get to their
Well, I mean, when the in-flight movie is Air Bud 2, I mean, hello, nobody's paying attention.
Okay. So this guy's actually having some kind of, I don't know, I would say episode.
You don't have Homeland Security. You're not gonna try and stop me then, huh? Why are you scared? Why should you be scared? We have guards, bodyguards, security. Well, tell them to bring SWAT to shoot me down, because they're gonna have to shoot me down today. Remember that. Where are they diverting us? Because wherever it is, there's gonna be a bloodbath everywhere. You can run away. You can all run away if you want. If you're men, you can run. I won't kill you. I'm Balthazar.
I'm Balthazar. Who the hell's Balthazar?
They should have like a hatch where they can put him and just dump him out the back like fucking blue water turd.
I'm telling you right now, you know where this flight wasn't out of? Philadelphia. Because if this guy stood up and
He'd gotten slapped.
a flight out of Philadelphia, he would have been hit. There would have been people stomping him right now. I mean, stomping him. The thing that cracks me up is these three guys in front of him are just sitting there doing nothing. And if 9/11's taught us anything, that when some asshole gets up like this and starts saying he's going to kill everybody in the plane, you
Let's
better
roll.
believe him. So you've got a choice right now. You can either stand up and fight for your life or sit there like a sheep and let this guy just go crazy.
Put up your hands and say, don't kill me then, or don't approach me, because I'm Balthazar.
I'm Balthazar.
As renamed by God Balthazar, since I'm taking over this plane.
Uh-oh.
Right now.
Oh, no.
I'm telling you.
I don't know what he has.
He's
I
about to
haven't
get
seen him
fucked
yet.
up.
So he's walking out. He's walking towards. Now he's heading towards the cockpit. Now shit's getting real.
So when you are unable to get a fork or a spoon on a fucking flight,
Yeah.
You can thank this dickhead.
Yeah. From now on, you're going to get, yeah, I guess he's attacking people with a fucking spork here.
See, would you like the grape or the cherry Go-Gurt? Because that's all we can fucking eat on this plane now.
So now he's heading up to the front. And here come the guys now.
They're lining up to stomp his ass.
Down he goes, right?
I put his head into that fucking blue toilet water.
Now the guys are lining. It's like Airplane, where the lady was freaking out.
Yes.
They'd slap everybody. Was
down. One dude's holding a bat.
Yeah, brass knuckles.
Yep.
So yeah, Baltazar decided to take a plane down. I'm telling you right now, and listen, I know I'm in no shape or anything like that, but if I was on that plane and he got up and started doing that, especially, listen, look, I'm not in the best shape in the world, all right, but I can still grab a hold of somebody and hold on to them. They ain't going anywhere. So as soon as he turned his back and he had his arm like this or whatever, and I'm behind him, I grab both of his arm and hold him back and say, hey, somebody come over here and grab this guy. We got to tape him to his seat and frisk him and see what else he's got. There's no way I would sit there behind him and let him act a fool like that, especially when he says he's going to kill everybody on the plane.
I have a real hard time holding my tongue, so I probably, being on that plane, of course, it's easy to talk without actually being in that particular situation, but I know I'm pretty sure I would have just, no matter where I was on a plane, said, hey, would you shut the fuck up and sit down?
Dutch says they would have beat him to death in Philly. He wouldn't have made it back to the.
Nope.
They would have beat him to death. What the fuck is wrong with you? You stayed up on a plane like this. What are you going to do? You're going to kill everybody on the plane? Get the fuck out of here.
I wonder what ended up happening to that guy.
Well, I'm sure he's sitting in a jail somewhere. I'm pretty sure about that. But that brings us to our first sponsor of the podcast, Bob.
Sporks?
Nope.
Oh, Fi, would you look at this? It breaks your heart to see it. These poor people are dropping like flies. Everybody's blaming it on a coincidence. Well, luckily for you, we here at the Sabatini Protection Agency, we've been in the business of coincidence for over 200 years. Wouldn't you like to ensure that something coincidentally happened to the people that inflicted this upon you? Now, we can't make what happened to you people unhappen, but we can happen to other people some coincidence of their own. Well said, Dominic. Coincidence is a two-way street.
I got 3 or 4 coincidences in the trunk of my car right now.
Oh, fine with you, man.
Hey.
You need therapy. I'll pay for it.
So do yourself a favor. Call the Sabatini Family Protection Agency at the number below. Dominic, what's that number?
1-800-GABO-GO.
They tried to tell my Tommy that if he wanted to play school soccer, he had to get the thing. So I picked up the phone and called the Sabatinis, and now, coincidentally, he no longer has to get the thing. Screw those Mamalukes. And God bless the Sabatinis.
Call the Sabatini Family Protection Agency, because we're going to treat you
like family. Do me a favor, like Uncle Vinny says with you. Can you use a burner phone one time with you guys calling us on your real numbers? What are you doing?
Some of you people are just stupid.
I could coincidentally stab him in the eye with the ice pick 70, 80 times.
Oh, fine, Michael, easy.
There you go.
That's funny as fuck.
Sabatini Protection Family. 1-800 Kneecap. There you go. Sparky Toaster with a different one. 1-800-GABAGOOL. They got some coincidences happening over here. I got
a palate cleanser. Everybody's probably seen the video of the cat making this sound. Well, this guy put it to music.
Kitty go purr when you hold on to a spur. Everything a blur. In a fast lane to the moon. Doggy go bark when you're cruising in the car. Teeth so sharp, trying to bite him like a shark. No, we ain't coming down soon.
Full video. Go to YouTube for the full video. It's amazing. I mean, the things that people take and can make a song out of, and with the sampling and everything, it's amazing. I hats off to that guy, to be honest with you.
I seen one after that where a guy added, like, he had like a real drum set and he was adding his own. It was the same drum beat. Like, don't even bother. Like, why don't you add another cat to it? Fucking dummy.
There's a little girl. She can't be no more than 4 or 5. She plays the bass guitar, and she comes on and have you seen her?
I believe so.
Yeah, and she comes on and she plays like all these really bass lines from all these hit songs, and she says it's from this album and it's from this time. The bass player is this, and she gets on there and she good, man. For 5 years old, 6 years old, she can't be no more than that.
Yeah, I have basically given up trying to make music because these kids are better than I am. I don't know if you think this is real. I haven't looked it up and Googled it, but it just seems too crazy to be real.
This week, frozen food giant Stouffer's began including suicide prevention tips on the boxes of their single-serving prepared meals. The company hopes that the tips will teach customers alternatives to unhealthy choices, such as killing themselves because they eat every meal alone.
We are aware that the purchase of a Stouffer's mac and cheese for one can be a cry for help.
Customers at this store in Boston said they appreciated the tips.
The tips made me realize that even though I'm eating gravy meatloaf right now, there's still a possibility that things won't always be like this.
The tips are written in a small font, so you have to turn on the lights to see them. But it's better than eating in the dark again.
In addition to hosting support forums on their website, Stouffer's has added a section where users can post videos of themselves eating Stouffer's meals for others to watch as they eat, simulating companionship. Based on the success of Stouffer's new packaging, Kashi has begun printing tips on the back of their cereal boxes about how to not be such a smug, annoying, pretentious asshole.
Bob, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that was a parody. Yeah,
I know it was, John.
I think it might be a parody.
I love deadpanning you. It's great.
That's great. I love it. Absolutely. All right, so let's see. Where do you want to go? Do you want to go COVID-19?
Fucking pick something other than your nose and your butthole.
All right, so let's go COVID.
What is Dioxin facts? That actually sounds interesting. I don't know what you're talking about there, so I haven't looked at it.
So where is it? Here it is. So a gentleman went in Ohio. He apparently knows what he's talking about. So he goes to a public meeting and he stands up there, and what he says to me is scary as shit, because I think they basically killed everybody east of Ohio. Here we go.
My name is Rudy Guerrero. My wife and I found our dream property a year ago in Rochdale. We moved here. We have 5 kids. We homeschool. We're Christians. We're conservatives. We love God. I'm an ex-scientist. I've done neurology research. I've done microbiology. I no longer do that now, but I intimately dove into this topic as soon as it happened. And yesterday, my mom called me and told me it's coming to my backyard. So I'm going to take about 90 seconds to inform you about something that no one is wanting to talk about. And that is a word called dioxin. D-I-O-X-I-N. Dioxin. And when the train that had chlorinated chemicals combined with ordinary hydrocarbon plastics, it created something called chlorinated dioxin. This just so happens to be the most toxic compound that man knows. It was accidentally discovered in 1949 when there was an explosion in the Monsanto facility in Virginia. And from then, they've been doing numerous studies, and they know that A, it is a multi-generational toxin that will impair the fertility of your children. that will cause cancers, that if your children do have babies, they will suffer miscarriages prior to having those babies, and it is a slow toxic death. Now, furthermore, dioxin was the pernicious compound in Agent Orange. We all know Agent Orange, all right? In Vietnam, that is why Agent Orange was so toxic, because of dioxin.
What'd you say?
Sorry. I just said it was a punk band, Agent Orange.
I'm sorry. I thought you said stop it. So far, pretty scary, right? So far, where he's getting with this. I think that's what all this January 6th shit's about with Tucker Carlson. We'll get into that in just a second.
Say Tucker.
Yeah, Tucker. So here we go. I'm going to play this a little bit longer because I'm telling you, it's a long clip, but I think everybody needs to hear it.
It is what is called a PBT, persistent, it doesn't go away, bioaccumulative, meaning it goes into the water, it goes into the grass, the cows eat it, we eat the steak, the dairy, the cheese, it comes to us. A nursing mother passes it along to her suckling child, okay? It doesn't go away. And it is toxic to degrees that are actually mind-boggling. Dr. Peter Montague, PhD, Environmental Research Foundation, gave this example. With 325 milligram aspirin, all right? If you divide that amongst 32 million adults, that is a lifetime toxic level, all right? If that's hard to wrap your head around, one tiny grain of salt divided amongst 9,000 adults is lifetime toxic, all right? So the EPA standard is that this is 1 million times more toxic than arsenic, and 100 truckloads of dioxin contaminated soil with about 2,000 tons is on our way, and it will be generational landslide. I'm almost done, halfway there. Learning from our examples of the past, there's a city called Times Beach, Missouri. Times Beach, Missouri. Try to go there now. It doesn't exist because of dioxin contamination, and the city literally had to be leveled and incinerated, all right? Research by Monsanto, Bayer, Dow, BASF has all shown since the 1950s that dioxin is a multi-generational cancer-producing fertility toxin, all right? Now, let's get to action. There have been companies, and our owners are in Chicago. I don't know how many of you live next door. I believe you do. Do you, sir? You do not. Okay. So what the company could do is they could do the right thing and say, you know what? We're a profitable company already. We should not be receiving these dioxin contaminated materials here in this community. So we're going to do right. We're going to do right and risk the consequences and say, no, keep it there, deal with it there, because the city of East Palestine is already should be contaminated. And you would be loved in the community for that.
Have some integrity and do it.
So last few things. Eric Holcomb needs to be demanded to write an executive order to stop this. He wrote executive's order that not me, allow me to be 6 feet from this gentleman without wearing a face diaper. He should be demanded to write an executive order to stop this. As well, Representative Bo Barrett needs to do everything in his power. Our commissioners, Dave Barry, Rick.
So there you go. Pretty scary shit. That East Palestine, they're going to have to take and do exactly what they did to that town in Missouri. They're going to have to take and completely.
Yeah, that's almost as bad as fucking Chernobyl.
I think it's worse, Bob. I really do. I'll be honest with you. I really think it's worse. So, yeah, I know it was a long clip, but I just think there's a lot of information in there that people needed to hear. And the thing is that all floated from Ohio north into Canada and east all the way over to here.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's there's nothing you can do about it. They've already set it on fire. Here we are. So I feel bad for the young people. I mean, me, myself, 61, you know, I got a few more years left or whatever. You know, I'm at the end of this train, but the people that, you know, my kids and my grandkids, I can't even think about it because of the, you know, what's going on and the life they're going to have to lead. Well, what are we going to do?
Yeah, but it's us though. We got to get battery powered cars and stop using grocery bags and shit and plastic straws because we're the fucking problem, not them.
I
not
know.
them. They are infallible.
All right. So to me, this is why I think they released all this shit about January 6th, why Tucker is on there and he's putting, and now everybody's fighting with each other. Do you have any clips on this? Because I have a few.
Well, I've got, I'll present because I just have a few tweets.
Okay.
Just a second. I have to find it. There we go. Let's see. Well, here he is walking through.
Dangerous conspiracy theorist dressed in outlandish costume who led the violent insurrection to overthrow American democracy. For these crimes, Chansley was sentenced to nearly 4 years in prison, far more time than many
That's a
violent
QAnon
criminals now
shaman.
receive.
Yep.
What did Jacob Chansley do to receive this punishment? To this day, there is dispute over how Chansley got into the Capitol building. But according to our review of the internal surveillance video, it is very clear what happened once he got inside. Virtually every moment of his time inside the Capitol was caught on tape. The tapes show that Capitol Police never stopped Jacob Chansley. They helped him. They acted as his tour guides. Here's video of Chansley in the Senate chamber. Capitol Police officers take him to multiple entrances and even try to open locked doors for him. We counted at least 9 officers who were within touching distance of unarmed Jacob Chansley. Not one of them even tried to slow him down. Chansley understood that Capitol Police were his allies. Video shows him giving thanks for them in a prayer on the floor of the Senate. Watch.
Thank you, Heavenly Father, for giving the inspiration needed to these police officers to allow us in this building.
Contrast the reality of what Jacob Chansley did in the Capitol building on January 6th. The industry.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So here's I know we're going to play some other clips, but here's my problem with this. 2 things can be true at the same time. Number one, that a bunch of people attacked the Capitol and broke in and were kind of rioting and attacking police and were in Nancy Pelosi's office and taking shits on the floor and wrecking the place and walking out with the podium and all
Well,
that.
they were also on the outside. They would take, tear gas and throw it back at the cops or throw their own at the cops if they had it. And then they were, throwing things at the cops, et cetera. They were being unruly in that regard, being violent. But nowhere near the shit show of the J6 committee.
Well, I don't know that because, again, I'll say that you can see the video of what was going on outside. And those people that did that damage, that attacked the Capitol, that fought with police, that wrecked the Capitol, that was in Nancy Pelosi's office, they should be arrested and they should be charged. And I'm 100% fine with that. There are other people that came up and wandered in, and the Capitol Police didn't do anything. Sat there and took selfies with them, let them walk through, escorted them around. They walked within the lines. They walked within the velvet ropes. They were not rioters. They thought they were on a tour. Okay. I get that part of it, but there's 2 things can be true at the same time. Now, here's the other thing, and nobody brought this up, and I think we need more information. I'll get into that in a second. What if the cop said, you know what, you have to come with us. All right. You're being detained. You're being arrested. They didn't cuff him. They didn't put him on the ground. They just said, come with us. He says, okay, I'll come with you. And he walked with them all the way through and walked out or wherever they were going to take him so he could be processed. He didn't
do that. They're not going to do that.
Well, you say that, but I mean, they said
they make an example of him.
Well, nobody did. He walked by. If again, 9 cops were there at the one time.
These cops had their orders, man. Come on.
I'm just saying that could be a situation where they said, come with us. It's not like they were moving around. They were moving to where they were going to process them. I don't know any of this. And here's why.
Why was he allowed to make that speech, that prayer from the floor of Congress after being walked through like that by those cops?
Here's my issue. These morons were led there and they allowed them to do this just so They could arrest them. They gave them enough rope where they went in and started all this shit. They were coerced into doing this by probably FBI
agent provocateurs. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they needed more shit against Trump. Period. Another reason to impeach him again.
Well, here's what I'm pissed off about. Why is there not one news source that can just do journalism, that can just be objective and go after the facts and be damned to whatever party that's in trouble? Because to be honest with you, I think both parties are in on this. I really do. And as far as I'm concerned, I have no time for either parties, because the shit that they're saying right now, as far as, after Tucker put this stuff out, it's crazy. Now I have Schumer.
The way that I see this is that they've had their 2 years with this shit, and now it's the other side's turn to have their time with it.
Why couldn't again, if you go to MSNBC, they told you this whole thing about how bad it was. Now you go to Tucker, he's telling you, it was kind of like some people did some things. No, that's not true either. They're gaslighting us from both ends, and I don't like it when I get it from both ends. So, okay, here's our buddy. He got on after what happened last night or 2 nights ago. He was on the floor of the Senate.
Last night, millions of Americans tuned in to one of the most shameful hours we have ever seen on cable television. With contempt for the facts, disregard of the risks, and knowing full well he was lying to his audience.
How do we know that?
Fox News.
Yeah, again, and forget about the lying.
Everything that comes out of your fucking mouth and your side's mouth is the absolute truth, but everything that comes out of the other side is a lie.
And what did they do? Did they deep fake these videos? This is video that was there. You can see it. The same way I watched what was going on outside and said, you know what? That's a fucking riot.
Well, what I heard on CBS this morning, they were talking about how it's just a second, I have to get to my notes, that basically they're doing damage control pretty hard on this J6 video analysis by Tucker Carlson. They were saying that it was selective editing, that it's offensive to the former fellow officers, and that Mitch McConnell himself denounces Fox News Network. Like, what?
Yeah, I have that too.
Right. Well, I don't have the actual clips or anything. These are just notes that I made in my head and then I typed them in to my app while I was actually watching this shit, going, how is that? Okay. What the J6 committee did was not selective editing at all.
Right.
But what Tucker's doing is selective editing. Come on.
They hired an ABC news producer.
I know.
And then Tucker says, wait a minute, I have this video. It doesn't have that thing. They actually added crowd noise in there to make it sound worse. Now here we got Cocaine the Turtle Mitch. This is what he said. This is quick.
It was a mistake, in my view, for Fox News to depict this in a way that's completely at variance with what our chief law enforcement official here at the Capitol thinks.
Who's in charge of Capitol Police? Him and Nancy Pelosi at the time. So if they didn't do their job as far as allowing, having enough police there, then it'll look bad on him. So he doesn't want any of that shit coming back on him. So of course now he's taking this tack too. Listen, I have that pillow biter, Anderson Cooper. They're attacking everybody now too. Here we go.
The idea of Tucker Carlson being in that mob that day and not wetting his pants is hard to imagine. I find it hard to understand somebody who has never put himself in harm's way in any capacity for anyone else or on reporting a story, and yet has the audacity to try to rewrite history. That's what this is. It is an attempt to rewrite history on what is one of the most consequential certainly one of the biggest events in American democracy.
Again, this is damage control.
Yeah.
Read the lower fucking thirds right there. U.S. Capitol Police Chief Tucker Carlson's program, quote, filled with offensive and misleading conclusions about the general. Well, maybe everybody else thinks that your presentation with the January 6th committee's thing was filled with offensive and misleading thing. And like, everybody has a fucking narrative, right? And they're all going to push their own.
So my problem is that all he did was show raw video. Okay. So if the video is not doctored,
right,
and as far as I'm concerned, he didn't do anything except show video that the other side didn't show. And what it shows is that shaman guy got railroaded into 4 years in prison.
Yep.
For something that really, and his lawyer, they talked to his lawyer, and the lawyer said that the government never showed him that video. All they did was took all that video and dumped it into this big thing, and it would have took forever to try to find any of this stuff. That's number one. And secondly, it's the government's duty. It's their duty to produce evidence that would show him, so that the defense can defend their client. They basically did the same thing that Kamala Harris did, where they withheld evidence that would prove them innocent and railroad them to jail. And as far as I'm concerned, everybody that's involved in that should go to jail, because what they did do was they violated this man's right to a fair trial, which is it's a violation of this guy's, I want to say Bill of Rights, but it's a violation of this guy's right to a free trial. And they should go to jail. They should go to jail for this. I mean, come on, cut me a break. And we're just going to sit there and accept it. And Kevin McCarthy, he's catching shit. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bob.
I was just going to say, you've also got, and I don't have clips of this because I was been very fucking busy lately, but if you can't tell, this wall has been cleared off. This is just one of many, but
land a plane.
Sorry, The View they're over here talking about
I couldn't. I had that. I had them. I had
basically putting down, what Tucker has done, and then they keep talking about the 3 or the 4 people who died that day, and that's a lie. That is misinformation. It's a lie. No, there was one person that died that day. That was at the Capitol building, Ashley Babbitt. Period. Nobody else died that fucking day.
But again, so did whatever happened to that gentleman, the police officer, that he had the stroke the next day? He had 2 strokes and he died. All right. Being in a big giant fight in that Capitol probably didn't help his health. Okay, that's number one.
I wonder if he had the jab.
Okay, be that as it may. All right, but okay, so when he died like that, if they can say that he died on the job or was job related, his family gets a different set of benefits. So maybe that's why they did it. But they did. But again, I'm not going to say that they did that for the benefits. They really wanted to make it. They said 5 people died that day. There were only one person that died, and that was Ashley Babbitt. 2 Trump supporters had heart attacks. Probably
one of them was actually from here.
Bad lifestyle. The officer.
Those were COVID deaths,
right? And then what were the? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
There were 3 officers, I believe, who committed suicide.
Yeah,
I'm making air quotes.
Right.
Epstein.
Right. So here is Speaker McCarthy talking about this. Mr. Speaker. Jesus Christ, sorry about that. I should.
Yeah, it ain't your fault.
The footage that you gave Tucker Carlson last night, he went on and said this was a mostly peaceful chaos, as he said. He downplayed Brian Sicknick's death, said it was not related to January 6th, said this was not an insurrection. Do you regret giving him this footage so he could whitewash the events of that day?
What a fucking leading question. So did you give did he are you sorry that you gave this to him so he could whitewash this? So you're basically, you know what? Again, if I was Tucker Carlson, this would be me on Tucker Carlson today with Tucker Carlson. You know what? You can all go fuck yourselves. All we did was show the video. All right. And you're sitting there saying, I whitewashed this. What did I say? I showed the video, and I'm saying that if this guy with the moose horns on decide, if he was such a bad guy, why could he walk by 9 cops and nobody attack him and take him into custody? All right. Don't tell me you're de-escalating.
We're opening doors for the man.
Yeah, they're taking him around on a tour. Here's some other people walking through this. This isn't an insurrection, and two things could be wrong. You guys, as usual, cherry pick everything. So go fuck yourselves. I'm going to play more of this shit. I'm going to keep playing it. And the reason you're so upset is because I'm over the target, and I make you look like, and you're all looking like assholes right now, and you can't stand it. So you're going to sit here and try to tell everybody that it's my fault. It's not my fault. It's your fault. You sat there and made this big giant thing up, and you had you and that Kinzinger guy and that vice president's daughter all on the committee and sitting there talking about how bad Donald Trump is. And you know what? All you did was make him stronger. And you know what? In 2024, you're probably going to get him back. That's how smart you are, dickheads.
You know, if they want to know what an actual insurrection is, look up December 25th, 1989 in Romania. You'll see what an actual insurrection is.
Yeah, these geniuses came to take over the government with no guns. What?
Right.
There's video of people outside yelling at the cops that were standing there with their hands in their pockets doing nothing, saying, stop this. Stop these people from doing this. Do your job. Stop this. And they just sat there with their masks on and with their hands in their pockets, and they did nothing. They
were just following orders, John.
What? Following orders? Their orders is to protect and to serve.
No.
All right? They're supposed to protect the Capitol. No. What do you mean no?
Stand down and let them do it. We need this to happen.
It's ridiculous.
I've got one more clip regarding this.
Okay, I'm getting out.
This morning, after Fox News host Tucker Carlson aired previously unseen video of the assault on the Capitol on his show
This is the
last night,
CBS
Carlson
Mornings
did is use selected clips
version
from surveillance tapes provided to him by House Speaker Kevin McCarthy to claim falsely that journalists and lawmakers lied about the January 6th.
They have to shove that in there to claim falsely. Selective editing. They have to claim falsely. Fox News pushes false January 6th narrative here on the lower thirds.
Attack on the Capitol. Scott McFarlane is in Washington. Scott, good morning to you. You've been following this very closely. What stood out to you?
Yeah, Tony, good morning. The narrative last night ignores the tens of thousands of pages of court filings we've read and the tonnage of footage already released by the Justice Department and shown in open court.
Now, do you think those court filings were written by people who liked Trump or people who didn't like Trump?
First of all, I mean, well, I'm sorry. I was going to say, how stupid do you think people are? But apparently, there's a lot of stupid people sitting here, and they're all believing this shit. And again, listen, I understand that I have a dog in this fight, but for what I'm saying is one side lied their ass off. And now here comes the other side showing something that's contradictory. And these people that went in here and did all this sucking the dick and juggling the balls and sticking a finger in their ass of the Democratic Party, now how can you trust them? How can you trust anybody in the mainstream media?
Well, that's the point. You know, in the last year, how many conspiracy theories have we seen come true?
Absolutely.
Lab leak, jab don't work, natural immunity is better. All this shit came true. All this too many for my little fucking pea brain to pull out of the air right now. But so there goes my mic again. So we're supposed to just believe everything that they say when they've continually lied to us that masks are going to protect you and that distancing and not going to work. Oh, you need to do, and then vaccinating your kids and doing all this shit. And that, oh, well, we're, doing away with straws because they're bad for the environment, climate change while they burn fucking oil fields across the, planet. No, just believe us, because even though we've been proven wrong on virtually every fucking thing that's come out of our mouths the last 2 years, keep believing us because we're telling the truth.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if Duchess is still in here, but Duchess, can you go over there and whack this lumber breaky guy? He comes in here all the time. Yeah, whack this asshole in the chat. So that kind of turns me into the whole COVID-19 thing, which again, as far as I'm concerned, has basically been brought on to us by Anthony Fauci. Yeah, I said it. It's my opinion. And the reason I say that is because if it wasn't due to him, why is he always trying to cover his tracks? Why is he doing what he's doing to make it sound like it came from a bat soup and it came from a wet market? Wet market, my ass. It came from a wet market. This is what happened. I'll tell you right now. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure this out. They were messing around with this virus and they were trying some different things and they didn't have the proper safety precautions and it got out and it started killing people in China. And instead of China saying, oh, holy cow, we need to do something to shut this down and stop it, they didn't. They let it go. And it just started spreading all over the country. And then what happened was that it got too far out. And now we have to figure out how we're going to lock this down and make ourselves not look like assholes. So there was just a story about how Anthony Fauci paid for or had somebody write a paper saying how it couldn't have been a lab leak. It had to come from, jump from animals to people. And here is I can't remember where this is, but here we go. I'll just let it play. You can hear for yourself.
Dr. Redfield, you pointed to the lab leak theory even before we did. In mid-January of 2020, you expressed concerns to Dr. Fauci, to Jeremy Farrar of UK's Wellcome Trust, and to Dr. Tedros of World Health Organization that, quote, we had to take the lab leak hypothesis with extreme seriousness. And you urged Dr. Fauci to investigate both the lab and the natural hypotheses. Shortly thereafter, on February 1st, Farrar convened a meeting of a group of 11 top scientists across 5 time zones and asked Dr. Fauci to join. And he wrote, quote, my preference is to keep this group really tight. Obviously, ask everyone to treat in total confidence, unquote. Dr. Redfield, you were excluded from this call, but up until then, you had been on you were included in every other conversation. What changed? Why do you think that you were excluded from these conversations?
Thank you very much. I think just to emphasize, in early to mid-January, I did have multiple calls with Fauci, Farrar, and Tedros about how important I thought it was that science get engaged in aggressively pursuing both hypotheses. I also expressed as a clinical virologist that I felt it was not scientifically plausible that this virus went from a bat to humans and became one of the most infectious viruses that we have for humans. All viruses are not the same. So when you look at coronaviruses for SARS and MERS, for example, when they entered the human species, which they did via an intermediate, they never learned how to go human to human. Even to this day, they don't know how to go human to human. So you can't equate Ebola with a coronavirus.
Now, why do you think you were excluded from those calls?
Because it was told to me that they wanted a single narrative and that I obviously had a different point of view.
There you go.
And just like that, Boomer Bunker wasn't on Twitch no more.
Well, again, these are experts talking. This is a hearing. Why can't we sit there and play the hearing and allow people to see the facts and take the information that they have and make their own decisions about it? No, we need to have people spoon feeding us homogenized bullshit that they want us to believe. And we just go right down there. Oh, can I get another bowl of that bullshit? Boy, that's some tasty bullshit. I'll take some more. And then the people on the other side are like, well, you know what? I don't like that bullshit. I want some other bullshit. Oh, this right here.
This man sums it up. He is on fire in this last week. Like
clip.
he is seriously, this man. I didn't watch the entire Bill Maher episode. As I said, I've been busy, but what I have seen through other shows of just this man is blowing me away now. I found his Rogan appearance a little wordy, but
okay. First of all, we got to say it's Russell Brand. And he's on Bill Maher's show. And there's also the guy he's talking to is from MSNBC. He's a journalist with MSNBC. And what happens right now is delicious. Go ahead. What I say? Russell Brand. What did I say?
by permanently and avowedly condemning Fox News without acknowledging that you're participating in the same game? Did you not just listen to Bernie Sanders, someone who plainly, legitimately believes in this country and believes it's possible to change, but is bound by corruption, is bound by the lobbying system? Surely it's clear to you, Bill, as one of the great pundits and experts and comic voices, that systemic change is required. Money has to be taken out of politics. We need new political systems that genuinely represent ordinary Americans so that we can overcome cultural differences. And bickering about which propagandist network is the worst is not going to save a single American life, not improve the life of a single American child, not going to improve America's standing in the world, and the world needs a strong America. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that.
So
And
there was,
he went on to just basically, and all that guy could say was non-responsive. He says, give me one example. And he goes, okay, I'll give you an example. How about when Joe Rogan came down with COVID and he was under doctor's care, you said that he was taking horse dewormer when you knew exactly that it wasn't horse dewormer, and you knew it was exactly safe, and you knew it is exactly prescribed by a doctor, but you didn't. You kept pushing the narrative that it was horse dewormer. And the guy,
and let's not forget that during that, CNN took the videos and the images of Joe Rogan and put filters on them to make him look more pale or sick.
he looked like he was dead. He looked like he was gray.
Right.
Yeah.
And that now there's other clips where that guy barks back and he's like, oh, you went on, because Russell Brand went on to MSNBC's, I believe it's on MSNBC, called Morning Joe.
Yes.
And he owned those motherfuckers. Those people don't have a clue about, and I think he talks about it in that particular appearance on Bill Maher. But that guy next to him there on the show said, oh, you went on Morning Joe once, big fucking deal, or something like that. And it's like, that's all it takes, dude, to learn that these guys are clueless. He goes, there's nobody, it's not done in the morning, there's nobody on there named Joe, and nobody there knows anything about journalism.
Absolutely. He was taking them down one by one. He had, what's her name? Mika, whatever. Mika.
I don't know.
The woman there with the short hair. He had her so upset you could see the boob sweat underneath her boobs. She was shitting a brick. And again, I got to go back to the same thing, is that we need voices. We need voices like Russell Brand. We need voices like Bill Maher. We need voices like Joe Rogan. And as soon as people start talking about this and it goes against the narrative, everybody wants to shut it down. They want to shut them down. They want to stop them talking. They want to control the information because, as it's always been said, those who control the information control the world. And that's what's going on here. They're fighting right now to control the information, and people are fighting back, and they can't stand it, and they don't like it. And that, who was it? Schumer came on and said that he wanted Rupert Murdoch to censor Tucker and take him off the air and not allow him to put any more of this information out there. Now, there is a sitting United States senator calling for censorship of a news organization, a legitimate news organization.
Which is interesting because his son actually runs it. Not Rupert has stepped back and he's allowed his son to run it, and his wife, who happens to love Hillary Clinton. But
so Dirk's in the chat. I haven't seen him for a while. Right now, he's probably running off a hand batch about all the stuff we're talking about. He says, I haven't agreed with a lot of Russell Brand's politics in the past. He's a huge advocate for the other points of view and free speech, but I can absolutely get behind that. So here's what I'm trying to say is, look, there's conservative and liberal, and we're not that far off. Okay. Thank you.
I'm on my third batch.
Yeah, I told you. We're not that far apart. There's some things that we disagree on as far as, what we should be paying for, but we are close. All right. We love this country. And we're not into, we don't want corruption, and we don't want to, but then there is the leftists and the people on the far right that get most of the time and come up with these narratives that we're trying to, and they're all trying to get us to sit there and pick a side. And it's time for us to pick a side. And what we should do is it should be the liberals and the conservatives. We should pick a side. We should come together, and we should then go against the elites and the people in power, the people in Congress. Because as far as I'm concerned, they do not have our back. They should have been out there at Palestine immediately trying to do what they could to take care of that spill. They should have never let them set it on fire. I would love to know the asshole that told them to do that. And why don't we know that? And all this stuff's going on. So we're not talking about Palestine anymore. We're not talking about Russia anymore. We're not talking about China anymore. We're not talking about any of that stuff. And none of us care. All right. All we're worried about right now is when a bunch of people storm the Capitol, some assholes rioted, and some people walked in the back of it. And two things can be.
But it doesn't matter which one you did. If you were there, based on your
Right.
cell phone signal, you're done for.
Right. And then good luck, because what they do right now is they say, because they'll sit you down, all right, and they'll say, hey, we have you here. Here's our evidence. You can go to court, but if you lose, you'll get 10 to 15 years. But right now, if you take this plea deal and get 41 months with good behavior, you'll be out in 24. Where you're like, fuck, if I lose,
Right. Yeah.
it's mandatory minimum. Okay, I'll take the 24.
It's also very expensive. So, and most of the people that were there probably don't have the cash to hire, proper
Right.
legal representation.
Absolutely.
So, here you go, John. New Jersey to ban new gas vehicle sales in 2035. Now, the original plan was 2050, but fuckface Phil, Beaver Teeth Murphy, went ahead and is doing his rounds bragging that he knocked 15 years off of that original plan of 2050 and made it 2035.
This motherfucker couldn't get out of office fast enough. And I hope the next person that goes in spends the next 6 years erasing all the bullshit that this asshole basically did to ruin this state. First thing he did was he got rid of plastic bags for the supermarket. How the hell are we supposed to carry shit out anymore? You see people at Wawa, they got their sandwich and they got their tasty cake, they got their coffee, and they're juggling as they come out of here because we can't have a goddamn plastic bag. That's number one. Number two, plastic straws. We're not allowed to have plastic straws anymore. Did you ever try to drink a milkshake with a paper straw? It's goddamn impossible. And now this moron is sitting there, and yeah, look, down in Alabama, they got plastic straws, they got plastic bags, they got all because they live in a free state, not like New Jersey, where this asshole decides now that also we're going to have electric cars. Okay, genius. So where are we going to charge all these cars? All right, and then you're doing away with all the natural gas producing the electric. I'm sorry, help me out here, Bob. There's things that produce electricity. What are they called? Factories, whatever. That you're doing away with them, and you think that we're going to get our electric from solar and then windmills you put out off the ocean. You think that's going to work? You moron! You could not be dumber. You've done everything you could to wreck this state. The guy that comes in behind you has to come in with a big eraser and undo all the shit that you just did. Asshole. I'm sorry.
I think I'm going to ban you for that.
Yeah, I don't. This is all fucking. To me, it's just virtue signaling bullshit. And why is he? We're not. This guy's not going to be alive in 2035.
Well, neither am I. But still, right. I got kids and shit. All right. Do we want to get to the powerlifting story? I think that's our last one.
Hell yeah. Well, what is this pride flag thing?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Let's do the pride flag thing first. Do I have the pride? I'm sorry. Let me double check to see where.
While you look, I'll play a palate cleanser.
Okay.
All right, we got a yelper. Give it that special attention. You got it. So you're one of Yelper's special blessed. You demand a restaurant's very best. Well, they're gonna treat you special. I'm telling you, chum.
They're jerking off on their food.
For some boogers and cum. That's called the Upper Special. Say, what's that on your pretzel? Your online critiques are real useful to some. Now have a good time eating boogers and cum. Someone farted on your salad, but your decor critiques are valid. You think you're special like you ain't number one? Well, there's a whole lot of special in boogers and cum. How about some feces with your flounder?
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. I just wanted to have something in the background while you were doing that.
Boogers and gum. All right. So what we have here, Bob, if you haven't seen right now, this somewhere someone painted a pride flag on the road.
Oh, you can burn out on that. Why? What is it there for other than to light it up?
What's that?
I said, what is it there for other than to just light them up on it?
Yep, there he is. The guy's got his pickup truck and he's doing a
nice.
Right. And then all right. So here we go.
Seven's Danielle Garcia is live in Fort Lauderdale with more on the search.
Oh, Fort Lauderdale at Florida.
For that driver. Danielle, good morning.
Good morning, Lorena. That mural right behind me was unveiled just about 20 days ago. Already it's been damaged and covered with skid marks. The community here.
Unlike their underwear.
Yeah, exactly. It ain't the first time they've burned rubber.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Is saddened, as you mentioned, but they are planning to redo it. In fact, the cleanup process has already begun.
Clean
The
up.
community hit by hate when a man leaves tire marks all over a pride flag painted on an intersection.
There you go. So,
love it.
Hey, you know what? As far is that a protest? Is that a mostly peaceful protest?
Well, I mean, it made some noise.
Again, I think that people are tired of
Can't do that in a Tesla.
having all this gay shit shoved down their throat, as I said before.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's that.
Also, an entire group of people hogging up the fucking like a thing as beautiful as the rainbow. It's not fair.
Yeah, they've ruined the rainbow for us.
Ruined it. Like I said, about I don't know 4 or 5 months ago, I went to the gas station, turned around, and there was a big rainbow about on my house. And I came back here, and my house was gay.
You have a gay house now?
Yes. Well, I had to, pressure wash the gay off of it, but
Oh, thank God you could pressure wash the gay off of it.
yeah, it's Alabama.
All
Gay
right.
wasted.
I think we've done it all, Bob. I think we've said it all. I appreciate you being here, and I'm a little sad about the studio. No more studio there.
There's going to be one. It just won't be
that one.
Won't be this one.
Okay.
Dime bag will be there still somewhere.
Somewhere. All right.
Probably I could fold it up underneath my mom's doilies, but it'll be there.
Yes. We didn't solve the world problem there, Sparky Toaster. All we did for an hour and a half is bitch about them. And that's what boomers do. So thank you for coming in, hanging out with us at the Boomer Bunker. And thank you for subscribing if you're listening to this as an audio show. We do this Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. And we would love you to join us. Anything else, Bob?
I don't think so.
Yes. And we also have a Discord server. And afterwards, we usually go in there and we hang out with our peeps. So we'll be doing that after this. Well, I will be. I don't know what.
Hey, where can they find the link to that Discord server?
All the links are in our show notes. So if you tap
No
over there in the
way.
show notes, yeah, there's a link right there. You tap it, it takes you right over to the Discord. You join, and there you go. So you can.
Is it in our our Twitch stream? Can you see?
No, no,
Our links aren't in there. I've seen some that have like Facebook and the Twitter and all that in there. I didn't know if you could do that, but
Bob, you know what I'm going to do, Bob? I'm going to task you to figure out how to do that, and you take care of it.
yeah, as soon as I get done moving on my crap, I'm gonna do that.
All right. Listen, we can't do everything for you. It's in the fucking show notes. Look at the show notes, tap the thing, go to Discord, sign up.
Just figure it out. Fucking figure it out already.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.
Damn it. Click